Hi y'all, so this is my June TBR. Sorry for the last 2 weeks I haven't posted. There's videos I was going to post, never got around to filming them. Had a lot of things going on the past 2 weeks. So now, hopefully we're back to our regular scheduled postings. So yeah, so this week you get 2 posts. TBR and then what I read. So let's start my TBR. So first up is Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. It's about Maya and Connor. He's older than her by like 12-ish years. He is, I believe, friends with her brother or something. And they meet on a vacation for her brother's wedding or something like that. I don't exactly know. Okay, it had the word summer in it, and it's June. That's why it was picked. I tried to go with somewhat of a summery theme for this TBR, but not 100% accurate. The hardcover for this month is Love and Other Disasters by Antia Kelly. I know this is a cooking show between these two and they're fighting for the title and then they fall in love. That's basically it for this. Obviously, if I haven't read the book yet, I only really know what's on the back of the book or things I've heard about it. So there's that. The book that's part of a series for this month is Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath. I've read the other books in the series, so I'm hoping to read this one. It's about Poppy, Lucas, and Colton. She's on the PR team. They're both defensemen, and yeah. I'm hoping this will be really good because I've seen snippets of them in the other books. So. And then The Sister Between Us by Haley Dickert. I read her one series that she has out. I think it's the Crystal Bay series. I just read the last book that's out in that series in May, so you'll see that in my What I Read in May. But this is her other book that's about Leah and Jake. And Jake is the brother of the girl in the first book. Just so there's that. So you see them in that book, and so that's why I want to read their book. It's about Leah and Jake. Leah was best friends with Jake's other sister, and they were neighbors, and then they end up getting together, but they have a lot of stuff they have to, I think, overcome to get together. I don't fully know, but that's what I'm getting from the back. I'm guessing there's stuff like that. And then The X-File by Jessica Joyce. I actually love this cover. It's kind of cute. It's about Georgia and Elle. They're exes. There's a wedding for a friend of theirs. I think it's at a vineyard. And then they fall back in love, of course. I'm kind of intrigued to see this, but also it's exes getting back together, and that doesn't always work out just because there is a reason they broke up in the first place. So hopefully this is good. Because I have read one where they were exes and got back together. And I was annoyed why they broke up in the first place. Forget Me Not by Julia Soto. It's about Emma and Elliot. She's a wedding planner. He's a florist. And so they have to like work together a lot for weddings and stuff. So I wanted to read this for a while. So hopefully it's really good. If I ever actually get around to reading my TBR. Because if you guys know this about me, half the time my TBR doesn't get read. Because I read based off what I want to read at the time. So there's that. There's Love from Scratch by Caitlin Hill. It's about Reese and Benny. I think she's a baker. He's a culinary intern. They're competing for a job, and then they kind of fall in love. Sounds amazing. And then the one that isn't a romance for this month is Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. Basically, these people go missing, and then there's also this child that goes missing, but then the child turns back up 11 years later, and they try to find out what happens. So, yeah, that is it for my June TBR. So, down in the comments, say your favorite country, and then like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!